Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes. We're going to be doing Taroscopes for the sign of Libra. That's Libra Sun, Moon, Rising for the month of March 2025. Before we get into that, I want to thank my new subscribers. Welcome to this wonderful community of like-minded souls. To my tried and true who have been following me for years and have walked this very circuitous path with me. Thank you. You know how much I love and appreciate you. And for all my new members to my membership on this channel, welcome. Thank you for your support. And we're going to have some really exciting things coming in the not too distant future. In fact, by the time this comes out, there'll be a couple of things up just for you. So that's exciting. All right, so I do want to point out before we jump into the astrology and then the card reading, of which everything will be time stamped. So if there's a part of this that you're not really interested in, you can jump to where you're interested. Um, we're going to look at the vibrations of the month, year, and then the month and year. And so we are in the third month. The third month, of course, the number three is a vibration of creativity, self-expression, and manifestation. This is the card associated with the three. It is the Empress. And you can see she has her shield with Venus. This is a Venus card. This is fecundity. This is fertility. This is abundance. She's located energetically on that green path right there. See that? That's the path of the Empress between the Sephiroth of the divine masculine and the Sephiroth of the divine feminine. And so this is our third eye. It's our creative imagination. It's our ability to creatively visualize that which we want to see. This month is going to be, there's going to be a lot of creative visualization happening. When we look at the year vibration, we are 2025 is a 9 year. You will see this card come up every month. This is the Hermit. It's a 9 vibration. It's about separating the wheat from the chaff. It's about sharing your light, sharing your knowledge, or seeking the knowledge that you need, because there are plenty of hermits out there willing to share their knowledge. It is a time of healing and forgiveness. Okay. And then when we take both of these vibrations together, we add them together, we get a third vibration, which is the vibration for the month, specifically March 2025. And it's the Hanged Man. This is a Neptune card. And the interesting thing about that is Neptune actually is at the end of the month is going to be dipping its toe into Aries. It hasn't been in Aries for about 150 years. And so things are a lot different than they were 150 years ago. So we will see what that's about. But this card is about understanding the difference between what you have power to change and what you don't, and letting that which you don't have any power to change, to let it go and focus on your inner world. This guy has the halo around his head, means that he is connected to cosmic consciousness. And he can't go anywhere because he's stuck in a tree. Connect with cosmic consciousness. This is the great cosmic sea. This card is also associated with the element of water. All right, so let's go into the astrology. All right, so let me just find my way back to, let's find my way back to Libra. Here we go. All right, so um, just a quick, I said this last month, I'll just say it again for those who maybe didn't see me last month. If a planet is in water, I put it in blue. If it's in fire, I put it in red. If it's in earth, I put it in green. If it's in air, I put it in yellow. We can see that there is a little bit of yellow, a lot of water, a lot of fire, and a touch of earth, a touch of earth. You also notice that the majority of planets this month for you are shared between your sixth and your seventh house. The sixth house is the house of health and service. world service in some cases. This is your work, and then this is your relationships, your one-to-one, face-to-face, relating to people who are on the same level as you are, relating to an equal. This is peer stuff, right? So also the psychology of listening, of which you're very familiar with because Libra is about the psychology of listening. However, there's a lot of Aries in that seventh house for you, right? Okay. Um, we have Venus, your ruling planet, go retrograde in the sign of Aries as the month begins. Venus in Aries is a kick-ass, and she doesn't take prisoners. Now she's going to be going and meeting up with the sun. She'll be in the heart of the sun. It is the highlight of the Venus retrograde cycle. That's going to happen at 3 degrees of Aries. Venus goes from being an evening star to being a morning star through this process. And so the Venus morning star is, again, a Venus that takes no prisoners. And so she's going to be willing to fight for what is hers and what is right and for what she loves. And you're going to be right there with her because Venus is your ruling planet. Mercury then makes a conjunction to Neptune, which is at the last degree of Pisces. Remember, by the end of the month, Neptune ingresses into Aries. So Neptune is just sitting there taking tolls at that last degree of Pisces. Pisces is oceanic, and it's also a lot of water. So just be careful of the amount of water that is around. Just geographically, right? If you're at the bottom of a valley and there's a big rainstorm coming, be aware that with all this Pisces energy, Pisces Aries back and forth, that's just the kind of energy for sort of that sort of big weather event. There's a lot of definitely weather events coming. We have the Sun conjoined Saturn at 23 degrees of Pisces. That happens every year. It's the start of the Sun-Saturn synodic cycle. The Sun and Saturn are sort of the parameters of our solar system, of what we experience sort of as three-dimensional reality. The Sun being the life giver in the center, and Saturn being the last visible planet we can see with our naked eye, and symbolizes that sort of the line of the third dimension. When we move into the next planet, Uranus, and then Neptune, and then Pluto, it's a more of a galactic consciousness. And of course, Chiron is around too. Can't forget Chiron. Chiron's actually in Aries. For some reason, I did not put Chiron in here, but Chiron is in Aries. It's there for a long time, as you know. Mercury stations retrograde at 10 degrees of Aries. So Mercury moves into Pisces and then retrogrades on the 15th when it's at about 10 degrees, and then it backs up. It's going to go all the way back into Pisces at the end of the month, conjoin Neptune again. And then Neptune moves into Aries, right? Like they're like ships passing in the night. There's a lot of that ships passing in the night kind of energy. And we're at the interface between the great cosmic sea and the emergence of consciousness. And so new consciousness is emerging. And we're going to get a taste of that this year. It doesn't fully emerge until next year, until 2026, which happens to be a 10-1 year, which is about new beginnings and change. So right now, there's a lot of what is sort of percolating is stuff that we're going to have to be okay with, even if we're not okay with it on a certain level. But if there are things that you can do, then then you do them. But it's a very much an internal journey this year, and we will see how that sort of precipitates out as the year continues. The sun, it does ingress into after the sun conjoins Pisces, Neptune at that last degree of Pisces, jumps into Aries. Then it makes its conjunction to Venus. Then it makes a conjunction to Mercury retrograde. That's the highlight of the Mercury retrograde cycle at 5 degrees of Aries. This is looking within for the answers, guys, looking within for the answers. Venus then re-enters Pisces. Now she's still retrograde, but she does like being in Pisces. Um, so it's a little bit, I wouldn't call it a vacation for Venus, but it's sort of a reemergence into the great cosmic sea. Almost, it kind of reminds me, there's a story about Hera that she would go into she would bathe in the fountain of eternal youth or something, whatever they called that there every year, and she would come out like new again, like a virgin, like virginal, right? So there's that energy here with this going in and out of Aries and then Pisces and then coming back. So I feel like Venus is going to go back into Pisces, and then it's very sort of could be confusing, introspective, whatever. And then when she's ready to go direct and then come out of Pisces into Aries, she's going to be a formidable opponent. A formidable opponent. Let's see. We have a new moon, solar eclipse, here in your house of relationships. So this is an opportunity to start a new relationship. Um, and Neptune conjoins Mercury at 30 degrees of Pisces. That's when it's going retrograde. And then Neptune's ingress into Aries, which we can see right here. The sun starts in your sixth house, moves into your seventh. Venus starts in your seventh house, moves back into your sixth. Mercury starts, um, is in Pisces, goes to Aries, then goes back over. So we can see this line. And this line is the horizon line. And a lot of times when things are coming up over the horizon like this, it's like the curtain's rising on you, and you're not going to be able to hide anymore. So Libra, cardinal air, I relate, we are ruler Venus, ruler Venus. So it's going to be an interesting year. Remember, the nodes are now in your sixth house and your 12th house, so it's a time of healing. It's an imperative. It's an evolutionary imperative to heal. Uh, the North Node in Pisces, forgive, heal, reimagine. The South Node in Virgo, let go of the nitpicking details and any need to be perfect. Any need to be perfect. Female, sorry. Uh, it looks like female, right? Full moon lunar eclipse, that's what that is. At 24 Virgo, the eclipse, the full moon eclipse is happening in the 12th and 6th house. Full moons are always about illumination. So something could be illuminated, maybe something that needs to be healed, or that something has been healed, perhaps. And then the new moon, of course, in your house of relationships. It is a time when you could start a new relationship, even with Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde and all of that. Um, it's still a time, we have to let go of the need to be perfect. So a few maybe imperfect relationships on the horizon. I know what you're thinking. Jupiter's still in the ninth house now moving forward. Mars now in the 10th house moving forward. So there'll be more perhaps opportunities in your career, but it's still in Cancer, so it's very emotional. So know that people are going to be highly emotional and perhaps a little bit easily triggered. Um, yeah, that's what I want to say. Okay, so that's good. Now let's go on to the card reading. All right, I'm going to be using the bee tarot. The bees. The bees. I watched that lady. Another wonderful day of saving the bees. I really became more aware of. I love bees. I love honey. It's my preferable like sweetener, really. But the whole idea of the hive and the bee and all that stuff really came in like rushing at me when I turned 60. And it's interesting because six is the hexagon, right? And bees have the hexagonal shape. And six is about community and service. And so when you go into your 60s, it becomes more about community and working, to serve, to serve. Okay. All right, let's see what's going on for you, Libra. We have the Six of Pentacles. So this is about sharing what you have. If the larder is full and you're sharing it with others. How very Libra of you. The challenge to that, the Four of Wands, a tendency to want to be self-protective. Of course, it's easy to be generous when things are good. It's when things are bad that you hold back. You're like, oh, should I? What if I don't have enough? What if my family doesn't have enough? So that's the challenge. The challenge is between being helpful, but not being too helpful, that it hurts you. Underneath it, we have the Delphic bee. This is the Hierophant. This is the constitution, as it were, what holds things together. What holds things together. It's about listening to that small, still voice within. It's important that you listen to the voices in your head, actually. The wisdom that comes from your previous existences, your previous lifetimes, you have access to that at this time. Your past lives. In the past, we have the barrow, which is it's a wheelbarrow, yeah, and this is handsome guy rolling it. But this is the chariot card in this deck. And so in the past, you've had to make a move. There was some sort of move. Things happen very fast, maybe. But whatever it was meant to happen. So it was part of your soul's journey to go through that. In the sky, we have the Ten of Swords. Now, the sky can be what's going on, like actually what's going on in the outer world, which is likely this, right? The Ten of Swords, the end of something, utter destruction. There are things that are never going to be the same after this month for all of us, really, but for you as well. And so just know that things are ending. Things in the outer world are ending, and it's the time for that. Okay, let's see the immediate future. We have the Eight of Jars. This is about walking away from the work that you've done. This is about abandoned success. It can be about feeling abandoned. You're just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. How it's seen from the outside. The Ten of Jars, you're seen as very happy, actually, but there is something that you just don't want to do anymore. All right, let's continue. Your domestic situation. Ooh, we have the Emperor. So you're in charge of your home. You're the king or the queen or the ruler, I guess, of your domain. But it does require good leadership. So you're just not the ruler because you're the ruler, but you have to prove yourself, right? That you can lead. Hopes and fears, the Queen of Pentacles. That's hoping that things that the idea of abundance and plenty will come back, because I feel like there is this sense that some of that stuff is going by the wayside. And the outcome, the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Wands. So you feel kind of burdened. See, this bee is burdened with the nectar and the pollen from her travails, and she's going back home so that she can release her burden. So there is this sense of sort of coming to the end of something. You have two tens here, which is endings and new beginnings. So something is definitely ending. It may be the thing you're moving away from. You finally decided, like, this is too much work. I don't find doesn't this doesn't fulfill me the way it should. And I think you'll know what to do if you're listening to your inner self. You'll know what to do if you're listening to the voice within. We have the Five of Pentacles, which is loss. I'm just going to pick three to see if I can get a major arcana. The Queen of Wands. So where there is a sense of loss in some respects, you're still the queen of your domain. You still have the fire of spirit within you. And then we have anxiety. Um, so, this is Libra, it's a challenging month. It's according to these cards, it's a challenging month. But the key and the core is for you to listen to your the inner voice, and to access, perhaps, if you are so inclined, the wisdom from your previous lifetimes or your previous experiences, or even from your experiences in this life. Let's see what's underneath it. We have the Six of Swords. It's the end of battle, right? The King of Wands, having dominion over spirit, and then the Ace of Pentacles. So something new, more a new opportunity to build something back up. So it looks like you're at the end of something. It feels emotional. It could be a relationship where you've just given and given and given, and you're like, you know what? It's never going to change. I'm out of here. That could be it. It is going to cause you some pain and consternation, but you do have to remember that you are in charge of yourself. You make your choices. You make your choices, and there are no bad choices. There are just choices, and it's what you do with after the choice is made that really counts more than the actual choice. If you know what, if that makes any sense. But at the underneath it all, it's a new beginning, and these cards say it's time for you to I don't want to say cut and run, because although that's what came into my head, but don't put energy into something that you're not going to. Time is precious, right? Time is precious. So put your energy where it best serves you and where it gives you the most joy, along with what your inner voice is telling you to do. All right, let's pick a oracle card. Doing the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. As I can find where I put the cards. And here they are. Oh, there's so many things here. Okay. I have a very big desk, and for some reason, I just keep putting stuff on it. And then it goes from being a very big desk to not a very big desk at all, and things flying off of it. So, not your problem, and a bit of a first world problem, I'd say. So, not going to complain. It's my own damn fault. It's your own damn fault. All right, let's see. Can you believe we're in March already? And boy, every month has felt like 100 years to me, honestly. It feels like 150 years. Jesus. All right. Ah, oh dear. My husband just scared the bejesus out of me. He does that all the time. All right, now that I'm terrified. Okay, what do we have for, ooh, Libra? That's a good one, Libra. We have Eagle Spirit. Eagle Spirit. I know eagles have the ability to see the big picture and the small details simultaneously. Spirit has your back. Best one you could get. Choices are difficult this month. You need all the help you can get, and Spirit is there to give it all to you. All the help that you need. All right. Think of eagles flying high above the other birds, soaring on the wind. Eagle Spirit appeared to ask whether you're willing to soar to new heights, even if that means solitude for a short while. Truly, all the wisdom of the world is available to you. When storms flash across the sky, it is Eagle Spirit that raises you above it and helps you to conquer your fear and overcome adversity, reminding you that Spirit has your back and wants you to experience life to its fullest. Your protective message, if you are If you are walking awkwardly and feeling embarrassed, Eagle Spirit is here to tell you that it is only because right now you are meant to fly. Soar over the troubles that have you feeling scared and alone. See the big picture, yet retain your eagle eye for details that helps you claim your wisdom and courage. Whatever it is, you got this, and Spirit is there to help. All right, Libra, I know it hasn't been easy for you guys. I know that. Definitely. It hasn't been easy for any of us, but Libra likes peace, Libra likes harmony, Libra likes to bring people together to solve the problems, and everybody's fighting. And it's so antithetical to what Libra, the essence of Libra. So I know it's been hard, but you're not here, you're not doing it alone for sure. All right, have yourself a great month. Take care of yourself, please, please, Libra. And I'll see you again next month. Namaste.